Internet! Welcome
Hello, Internet!
to the future. Because it's 2019, and the last time you saw us was 2018. So we're in the future, but it's not the future, because it's the present. Unless you're watching us from a time zone that is later than us, in which case...
Rose is watching from the UK, so Rose is in the future.
Rose is actually
They're
from
in the future. Well then, hello from the past. This is very confusing. Time travel is confusing. Yes, happy 2019. Welcome to Queer Questers. We're here with episode 8. I had to double check because I had forgotten. 8 episodes. I can't even believe it. We have done so much. Cat catching, mostly. But other things too. Been a lot of Thomas the Tank Engine. Longtime viewers will know we're a big fan of Thomas the Tank Engine. And if we ever get a cease and desist letter, it will 100% be because of copyright infringement.
From Shining Time Station.
So the last time we were here was 2 weeks ago. Took a little holiday break. And stuff happened. So we'll recap that so everybody is on the same page. Announcements time, though. We hope that you watched our one-shots that we did in December. They were very exciting. We're going to try and do some more of those in the new year as we're pumping up some new content for the channel. Starting on January 8th, I have to look at my wall calendar, that's why I keep looking over here, with our new show. It's a D&D noir show, an anthology series. They're going to go for 6 episode arcs with a new DM and a new cast for every arc. So we're kicking that off January 8th. It's a Tuesday from 8 to 10 here on the best channel on Twitch, in my humble opinion. It's going to be exciting. Jordan's going to be running that. You'll see a couple of familiar faces from the channel, but also some new faces. New faces are exciting. And what other announcements do I have? Other than that, we're just back to our regularly scheduled programming. We're back to regular Cold Iron on Saturday. It's going to be a Winter Oak episode. It's going to be good times. And, but enough of that, I guess. Let's just, get real gay, because it's gay time.
Already there.
Excellent. I mean, it's gay time all the time, in my opinion. When we last left off, does anyone want to recap for us so I don't have to talk so much? I'm sick. I'm rocking this, like, sick chic look that I've got going on. My little...
We wrestled.
Allow me to take over.
The even sicker person. We wrestled.
There was wrestling, yes.
We beat up a wiener.
I hit a guy with a censure.
I punched a guy a lot.
I wrestled Frankie and it was great.
I also wrestled. I did not fight.
Oh yeah, I wrestled Nimble. I was gonna call you Nifty. I don't know.
Nifty gift.
It's been so long we've forgotten each other's names.
That's the holiday Twitter name for Nimble Gift. Nifty Gift.
So Nifty is Nimble's cousin.
Alright, well that's canon now.
Make sure to write that down.
Yeah, they went to wrestling tryouts. Some people did better than others. But then the wrestling tryouts took a dramatic turn when a certain weenie, emo-y, gothy kid came back and had some not nice things to say and then got his ass handed to him. Like you do with bullies, I guess. Non-lethally. That was made very clear several times, which I appreciated. Because if you don't say non-lethally, I'm definitely going to make you kill them. Anyways.
Also, he punched a teacher.
Oh yeah, he punched a teacher.
Yes, he did punch a teacher. That
and
happened.
that was lethally. He did not specify. I healed her, it's fine.
Yeah, he punched Mrs. Mr. Jugs.
Yep.
Oh, best character name.
And down they went. His potion of his homemade potion of giant strength, which had the partial toenail in it, which I believe ended up on Sahar's foot at some point in time, was a factor. And then the adults came in after you had dealt with the problem, like useless adults usually do. and told you that you needed to go and see the principal. Bum, bum, bum.
So are we going directly there? Or is it a different day?
Let's make it the next day. That was a very exciting day. I think you needed a day of rest. So we'll make it the next day that you go to see the principal. We say the principal. It's actually the headmaster, Braddock Trumple, an elderly gnomish man who you did see in the last episode. You've seen before. He greeted you when he welcomed you to Gromany. You enter his office. Let me get my handy map out here. Which is in the offices on the left-hand side of the building, the western side of the building, on the 3rd floor. And so Madam Raven comes, she gets you in Purple Dorm and escorts you. And does anyone have any questions they want to, little role play they want to do before you arrive at the office?
Do I have to take the portal?
Madam Raven always takes the portal.
If
So,
Nimble
yes.
doesn't take the portal, Elliot and Nor both will accompany Nimble on the stairs. In solidarity.
I mean, Sinesh will hold Nimble's hand if they're worried.
What if we all hold Nimble's hands?
I don't know if Nimble has enough hands for that.
There's 4.
If we just all smush into a group hug and then take the portal.
And everyone yells Babadook.
That's right.
It's like in sports when everybody puts their hand in, but we just like.
Well, Nimble does have 4 paws, and paws are hands. So, like,
Also,
Nimble's just splayed out.
Okay, this works.
Okay, so we've settled you're taking the portal, I guess.
As friends.
As
Yeah.
friends, yep. Yep, group portal travel. Got it.
Mhm.
Yeah, no acquaintance portal traveling here. This is friendship portal traveling.
Friendship.
If
All right.
everyone else is holding a piece of Nimble, does Nimble also have to say Babadook?
Sahar uses his free hand and literally like grabs Nimble's chin and is like,
You know what? I don't know. Do you say it? We'll see what happens either way.
Oh no. You have to roll.
do I have to roll for portal deception?
Nimble's gonna try to say it thinking that Sahar is like actually forming the right.
Excellent. Okay. Perfect. So, you all step onto the portal. Madam Raven goes through first. The portal's not that big, so she's gonna go through before you and wait at the bottom. You step into the portal, group hug style. You all say Babadook, except for Nimble, who says rah 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 rah. And when you appear, you're all like in the same position, but there is no Nimble there.
No.
Oh no.
I can't do this. I can't do that.
I go back up to get Nimble. I
Nimble?
Babadook again.
You go back up, but Nimble isn't there.
I go back down.
Nimble?
Nimble's not up there anymore.
You appear in a room that looks not dissimilar to Purple Dorm, but it's all in vibrant shades of yellow. It's a very brightly colored room.
Got the jaundice room.
And you
Isn't
appear...
Emo what's his face from Yellow?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, he is. Excellent memory.
No! Should I have not said anything? Would you have forgotten?
Oh, no, I picked yellow yellow on purpose.
Okay.
So you appear in Yellow Dorm, and there is 2 people standing there. Not standing, sorry, they're lounging on a couch, but it's kind of facing the portal, like, across the room. One of whom you recognize immediately as Hollyhock, and the other is his little dwarf sidekick, who I don't think you've actually been introduced to yet.
Stern, we got his name.
Okay, yes, Stern, exactly. And they're staring at you, like, mouths open.
Nimble's just gonna say as many variations of Babadook as possible, and just hope they end up in the right spot.
All right, give me 3 weird places that you end up.
Bathroom, of course.
Okay. What's the bathroom look like?
Oh, the bathroom looks. It's for creatures and people much larger than Nimble. So, like, for furbolgs, basically. It might be Madame Raven's bathroom, who knows. Only one she can use. And then they end up in a closet storage room with lots of... It's where the excess swords are from that sword room.
Okay. Yeah, all the swords that wouldn't fit in the identical sword room. Got it.
Mm-hmm. And then let me think of what's weird, what's fun. Then in the pen with the cats.
Excellent.
That's the ideal place.
Excellent. What happens when you get to the pen with the cats? Do you stay there for a while?
Maybe a little bit too long, but like eventually Nimble has a nagging feeling because like now they kind of know where they are, so they're gonna.
Okay, and so the last time you do in fact get Babadook out in something close enough to resemble the actual word Babadook, and you reappear back at the start at the Purple Dorm teleportation circle.
Like back at the top? Or
Yeah, back
down
at the top.
bottom? Oh my god.
Is there like an audible sound when the portal is used? Like, do we hear that someone has like boofed in?
Well, we're not there now, though.
Yeah, I was
right?
gonna say
We're
no, because you're at the bottom. But if someone were
Right.
to like appear at the bottom one, then you would hear a sound. Or if you were
Okay.
in the dorm, you would hear a sound. In fact, as you appear back in the dorm, some of the students that are still there look at you strangely, Nimble. Like, didn't you just
Weren't you just here?
leave?
Nimble gives a thumbs up.
Is she a polydactyl cat?
Yeah. Come on, they gotta be.
Too many fingers. Or not enough fingers.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then they try to. They're gonna actually get to say Babadook this time.
Okay, all right, you do it. You brace yourself. And you're like, Babadook, and you pop up at the bottom, and there's like a boop sound as Nimble finally appears.
Sahar literally jumps up and down and cheers.
Where were you?
I've been everywhere.
Are you okay?
Where did you go?
A bathroom, a storage closet with a lot of identical looking swords, and yeah, that's it.
Well, welcome back.
Yeah, we're glad you're back.
Nimble, roll a deception check for that blatant lie.
I'm ready to believe it.
Do we have to roll against it?
I'm gonna see how bad they roll, actually.
Okay.
I got a non-natural 20.
Oh, it's fine. Everybody
Yeah,
believes you.
no,
Yeah.
absolutely believe you.
All right. So Madame Raven is standing there impatiently. She's looking at her wrist as if she's wearing a watch, but she's not wearing a watch, so it's very confusing. You know, just like, we have to go. We're going to be late. He's not going to like it. We have to go.
I did
Yes,
this for
ma'am.
the first time. I'm so happy.
Yes, good. I'm glad we'll continue to work on you getting it the first time around. Let's go. And she's like ushering you down the hallway.
Herding cats.
Yes, herding cats.
I see what you did there.
So, she brings you to the little hallway that's just, actually near the residence. She brings you up the 3 flights of stairs, and you find yourself standing outside of Headmaster Trumple's office. And, she knocks on the door 5 times, very particularly, and he says, "Enter!" And she opens the door and stands back.
I'll go in first.
Okay?
Yeah. Nimble kind of like Johnson afterwards.
Sahar follows.
Who's bringing up the rear?
I think Frankie goes in with a very, like, she's pissed. Like, she doesn't like this situation. She doesn't, like, and she's putting that out there.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
Vibes.
All right.
How you feeling, Nor?
Well, Frankie, are you gonna go in before or after Nora? Because Nora's like super like nervous and doesn't want to go in. So if you go in first, she's gonna be like, "Oh shit." You can also wait until everybody else is in. Like I'm good with. What do you
I
think?
think Frankie kind of like, I don't know. Yeah, I think she goes in before Nor. I think she's ready. She's got her battle face on.
Okay.
Inexplicably got sick overnight and somehow doesn't really have a voice. But the muscles will do the talking.
Yeah.
Gonna fight the headmaster for dominance.
Oh wow, this is gonna go off the rails so quickly. So you enter into the office.
It's a magic school. We don't know how it runs.
It's very the office is decorated in that way that like this is pretty stereotypical, but like rich old men have their offices decorated. It's a lot of leather, it's a lot of books, it's a lot of mahogany, you know.
Rich mahogany.
Yes.
18 different crystal decanters.
Yeah, exactly. Just
Yeah.
do
Do they have scotch in them? It's a school, but they're the headmaster, so like could go either way.
they're filled with various different colors of liquids.
Ooh.
A rainbow of liquids, if you will.
It's cool.
I will.
Okay.
So, you see it's a huge chair, like an overstuffed chair, and this tiny little gnome man is sitting in it. And,
If he wasn't sitting in it, Nimble would be, so I guess I'm glad he's there.
Sahar, you're fairly certain he must be sitting on some kind of booster seat.
It's another copy of relatively mediocre beasts and where one might locate them. Sahar can smell it.
You're right. That is exactly what he is sitting on. There's just copies of that book all over this school. Just all
No
over
one
the school.
actually likes that book except for Sahar.
$10 says it was written by one of the professors, and that's why they have so many copies of it.
Yep.
Conversely, it's like a college textbook curse where it just gets updated every semester, so there's just different editions of it everywhere.
That's exactly
Oh,
what's
definitely.
happened. Every year it's a new edition.
And
Great.
even though it's high school, they have to buy their textbooks.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
They had to do that in Harry Potter, I think.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did. Yeah. Also in some crappy school districts, I think I've heard in the States they have to buy their textbooks as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least teachers have to buy the books to give them to the students.
That one.
Anyway,
Down with capitalism.
There are a lot of terrible things about the States.
Most of the things about this.
it's alright, there's terrible things about Canada too. So, it is not a utopia here.
But
All
you
right,
know-
so does the gnome master say anything?
He just looks at you while you enter the room.
Oh, that's the worst.
I'll give him a little like, hi.
Hello, Sinesh. And he sort of like gestures, and you see that there are exactly 5 chairs for you all to sit in a sort of
Frankie does not
semicircle.
sit.
Like
Oh,
in,
shit.
Oh,
in
power.
front of his desk.
Yeah, in front of his desk.
So
Sinesh will
Frankie got
sit.
that big Bay energy.
Sinesh will look up at Frankie like, well, why?
I'm good standing.
Sahar's looking at Frankie, and he like keeps kind of going to sit, and then he's like, maybe I should.
Miss Thomas, I would really prefer you to take a seat, please.
Nor has already sat and is mortified that this is happening.
Nimble can't sit in a seat normally, so like they have their like legs up by their chin, and they're just like
The bisexual curse.
Yeah.
Can't sit in the seat.
There it is. There it is.
Frankie just says, no, thank you. But she is leaning, or like, she does have like her hands on the back of the chair and kind of leaning a little bit.
All right.
Sahar sits.
Thank you all for coming to see me. I have requested a meeting with you. You have made quite an interesting impression your first 2 weeks here.
Are we in trouble?
No, not at all. I just
Sahar
wanted...
looks like he's gonna shit a brick that you just said no.
Yeah, there's a big sigh out of Sinesh.
No, I wanted to touch base with you about the incident yesterday. It is most unfortunate that you had to be subject to that kind of inappropriate language and discrimination. And I wish I could tell you that we had a zero tolerance policy for that kind of behavior.
What kind
But
of policy
you don't?
do you have?
Why don't you?
Well, things are complicated.
Doesn't seem that complicated to me.
Every time Frankie talks, Sahar's just like,
It is our responsibility to educate all students.
Nor
Then
has
educate.
Sorry.
So that was it.
Oh, I didn't hear what you said though. Sorry.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Frankie was just like, then educate them.
Oh, okay. Nor, what were you gonna say?
Nor has this look of like comprehension come over her face, and she like puts her hands on the arms of the chair, and she's like, "Is this because his family is rich?"
Roll a persuasion check.
Yeah. Sorry, I got excited and slapped the desk. Shit, I also forgot to open my character sheet. I'm sorry.
It's alright, take your time. We're using D&D Beyond. Not a sponsor, but we really like it.
Yeah.
One day, I promise I will remember to actually put everybody in the thing so that we can, like, use the cool D&D Beyond integration. And then people can, like, hover over this Twitch screen and, like, look at your character sheets. It's pretty
Damn,
neat.
that sounds
Yeah.
Ooh, hovering.
the future is now.
Right?
Perception? No, persuasion. Yes, I said persuasion. Sorry, I forgot what I said.
That is a 16.
So, Headmaster Trouble sort of cocks an eyebrow at you. You are more perceptive than I expect teens to be.
Does the headmaster have like a little bowl of candy or something?
Well, I didn't hear what you said though. Sorry.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't hear what you said.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh.
He has a bowl of what are basically the Umora equivalent of licorice all sorts.
Oh, come on.
That's awful. Nimble's still gonna like try to sleight of hand and just grab the whole thing and put it in
The
there.
whole thing.
Yeah.
No one
Alright,
will notice the whole bowl gone.
Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
I hope I got that deception, so let's see. 22.
Yeah, alright. He is so distracted by Nor that he doesn't notice. In fact, no one notices that you have taken this entire bowl of disgusting candy.
Oh,
Can I
God.
make a constitution check?
Yes. Yes. Make a constitution. Are you eating it?
Oh yeah.
Are you eating all of it?
Wrappers?
Oh boy.
It depends on how long this conversation goes.
Okay.
This is like the popcorn. Like this is
Then we will return to the Constitution saving throw in a bit.
Oh good lord.
I love Nimble so much.
So he cocks his eyebrow and says you're more perceptive than he would expect for a teen. His family is influential.
Nor looks like she's revving herself up for the Chihuahua in a thunderstorm thing, and is kind of looking at her friends like, please someone stop me because I think I'm going to yell at the headmaster and I don't think I'm supposed to yell at the headmaster.
What does influential mean?
I'm looking up his last name, hold on. The Bambles Banes are, as you have been made aware, they have a long history of putting out adventurers. A legacy family, if you will. And,
It's not an excuse.
no, it's certainly not. And were the climate different, I would absolutely have him removed from this school. However, we need the support that a family like the Bambles Banes brings to our cause.
So, I don't mean to be rude, but I want to make sure I'm understanding the thing that you're saying. You are saying that it is okay for some students to display prejudice and to be relatively unpunished because their family donates people and money? Am I understanding correctly?
It's more than that. I'm sure some of you have heard the rumblings about what good, comes out of institutions like ours.
What do you mean rumblings? This institution puts out people like my mom. Do you know how much she does for everyone?
I agree
She puts
100%.
everyone else first. She saved so many villages and towns and kingdoms even. How could people question it?
Your mother...
Although, now that I'm seeing how it's run, I'm questioning it too.
Your mother is a testament to this school. I myself attended this school when I was younger. I had the privilege of attending around the same time as your mother. She was a wonderful woman, and she's gone on to do wonderful things. But there have been some incidents by others that have led to some people questioning if these kinds of schools are appropriate.
Like what?
Well, I'm sure you heard just a few months back about the loss of the village just north of here. Excuse
No.
me.
Is that one of us? One of the students?
The names of those involved are unknown, but many people believe that, yes, it may have involved some former Gromany students. Many people believe we put too much power in the hands of too few people.
Too much power, not enough ethics.
I think that's a fair point, Miss Thomas.
I also, it is reasonable to say that, yes, maybe too few people are being given too much or too many resources. But on the flip side, if someone wants to do a bad thing, someone's going to do a bad thing.
Oh,
That's a completely different topic.
I agree 100%. Sahar, it is... I do not agree with the detractors. I think that we do a good thing. All of you have been identified as having great potential to do good in this world, and we want to nurture that.
Does Hollyhock have that potential too?
Hollyhock was identified by the seers as having that potential.
Headmaster, I think you should put Hollyhock with us.
As part of your group? I mean, he's more advanced than you are.
In some regards, yes. But I think being around people who he sees himself superior to, and I think seeing them as who they are would make a big difference. That, and I will, since no one else will keep him in line, I will. And like at this point, Frankie is like, she's gripping the chair and like she's shaking a little bit. And I'd like to think that maybe the splinter is part of the chair.
All right. Go ahead and roll a persuasion check, but roll it with advantage.
Okay.
When
Sorry, I got a 1.
when Frankie says like, "Oh, he should join us," Nimble makes an audible
Licorice
Does one of them,
everywhere.
like, pop out of your mouth, like, out onto the floor?
I still want to know if you're eating the wrappers.
Dinesh looks at someone
Yeah.
like, is that allowed?
Sahar just
Frankie only got 11.
Okay. So Headmaster Temple looks you right in the eye and very directly says, I can see what they saw in you, Miss Thomas. Sometimes legacy students maybe get a bit of a pass. You really have something. Unfortunately, I cannot grant your request. He's technically further than you in his studies, but I think I can make an effort to have him interact with you more.
maybe we could compromise and he could join us for like a mentorship or a study group.
A study group is an excellent idea.
Sahar looks like he is flabbergasted at the words that just came out of his mouth. He's just like, out of his own mouth, I mean, like.
No, I think that a study group is an excellent idea. Madam Raven, I think that it's best that you set that up. I also think that we could have maybe some, more social activities. So I would like for Yellow Dorm and Purple Dorm to make a town visit next weekend.
Thank you, Headmaster.
Thank you.
And again, I'm very sorry for the things that you had to hear. You are all valued members of this institution, and I believe that you will go on to make excellent adventurers. You did find all of the cats.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so this was good? Was this good?
Yes, thank you, Headmaster.
Okay, it was good. Excellent. So you go on, you do your classes, and then next weekend, town visit that Madam Raven will supervise. Yes, excellent plan. All right, dismissed. And at this point in time, he goes to, reach for one of his, candies. Huh. That's weird. Nimble, go ahead and roll your constitution save now. How many candies do you think you ate over the course of this conversation?
How big is the bowl?
Let's say it held maybe 2 cups worth of candies.
Oh, they're gone.
All right. Excellent. Roll that constitution save.
For the last little bit, even though they were all gone, Nimble was like, all right, constitution saving throw. Natural 1.
Okay. So nothing happens immediately. But you have a real bad time the next time you try to use the washroom. Just really blocked up. And you actually have to miss an entire day of class going to see the nurse to assist you with your fantasy licorice all sorts backup. So that happened.
As everyone's leaving, I want Nimble to be the last one and very purposefully placing the empty bowl and nodding and just leaving.
Excellent. All right. And I feel like Headmaster Tumble just looks at Madam Raven and they both just shrug. I mean, the seer said that they were good. So
I love how both Frankie and Nimble are such forces, but just in completely different directions.
all right. So you spend the week. You have a class. You get to go and hang out with Madam Stonebreaker again. In Dungeons 101. This episode is on mimics, the danger of mimics.
Kid, before we do class, would it be possible to have a quick conversation with everybody?
Yeah, for sure.
About what just happened?
Yeah. Cool.
I feel like,
you want to go back to your dorm and have it?
Yeah, I think some things need to be said.
All right. So, to the dorm. That was my scene transition. I don't know what that was. Yes. Interior, purple dorm. Go.
I'm sorry for springing that on all of you. I should have checked with you before asking if that guy could be around you.
No, you did the right thing, I think.
So
Why he's like that? I don't get it.
Sometimes when you have everything, you forget how to relate to people who don't.
It sounds exhausting.
I think he would be incredibly lucky to really know you guys. And I think if anybody can get through to him, it's you.
Is money really that important?
Well, if the school isn't getting funding from anywhere else, I don't really know how the legacy students work, even though I am one of them.
Are all really rich people like that? I haven't really met any.
I don't think any of you said that you came from a particularly well-off family. No.
Mm-mm.
And being a legacy student does not necessarily make you rich either. It's just that the Bamblebanes happen to be rich and also legacies.
I could always find things in the people's house. And then the school wouldn't have to worry.
Into things like take them without permission.
That's stealing.
You mean take all their licorice? Huh? Oh, I don't know about that.
I actually would really like canonically to just have you say that and
You can see an empty bowl and process that there was licorice in there once because he's an old man and that's what they eat.
Took all of his root beer barrels.
His nips, his Werther's originals.
His lemon drops.
wine gums.
Oh, wine gums. I should have gone with wine gums.
All right, anyway, back in the scene.
You find things. And then you can like sell those things. And then you have money.
It's a nice thought, but I don't know if the school can take money from stolen things.
Well,
The school has fundraisers and stuff. Does the money all come from rich families?
I don't know, but it sounds like enough of it does.
Okay, don't want to interrupt the scene, but please tell me that's a bowl full of candy.
Or popcorn?
no, it's popcorn.
Popcorn.
Hell yeah!
I have a good wife.
And now Chris Crunch.
Well, there goes our 12 viewers.
Sorry.
Actually, we just gained 2 viewers, so please keep
Excellent.
it up.
Crunch that popcorn. Okay,
Anyway.
continue.
I don't
Frankie,
remember what I was saying. Sorry.
I think you did, I think what you did is really cool, and I wouldn't have come up with it because I wouldn't have come up with it. You don't have to apologize, and we'll find a way to make it work.
Thank you. And thank you for backing me up. The study group was a really good idea.
It's just your idea with a different flavor.
What if not everyone can learn?
Then we'll beat him up again. And like Frankie kind of winks, like he's not serious, but he definitely is.
What do you mean?
It's the most threatening wink.
What do you mean, to Nimble or to Frankie?
To Nimble.
Well, my cousin, Nifty Gift, They are. He's not. He doesn't learn. You show him the same thing. You tell him how to do the same thing, and he just doesn't get it. So what if Hollyhock is like that?
Then he's going to have a very sad life. Punch.
Nor says, but it's not enough for him to be sad and to have a sad life. He can't just be allowed to hurt people, and we can't just let him think that it's okay because he's gonna leave here and he's gonna hurt people. And he gets really upset and just starts like crying and just
I
like
think Frankie puts a hand on Nora's shoulder and is like,
poor emotional.
yeah, but we're gonna leave here too, and we're gonna be the people who stops him. So there. That's
I
why
feel
we're
like we
here.
all just go to bed. Like we all just have to go to bed after that. Like
I think Frankie doesn't know how to walk away from that conversation and just kind of like, okay, good talk. And curls up.
Oh,
Are there a lot of people like Hollyhock in the world? I don't mean to sound naive, and I know that I do. I'm from a small village. Nothing was very exciting there. And getting here, and in the past 2 weeks, it's already been a lot more than I ever saw. Are there a lot of people like Hollyhock out there in the rest of the world?
I don't know.
Sahara's like clearly just like, maybe not clearly, but he clearly has a response and is not like offering it. And he's just like looking anywhere else.
Sahar?
Hmm? I don't think the thing I have to say would be helpful right now, but maybe I can say it some other time.
Okay.
Punch.
I like to imagine that during this conversation, Sahara is actually also
Oh yeah,
snacking on
Having a
something.
snack, yeah.
it's the mealworms again.
Oh, yeah.
Very crunchy.
It's very different here than at home.
What's home like?
It's small, but it's nice. It's almost all orcs. Most of us brew. That's what the village does. We brew beer, and then we trade it with some of the other villages around. My clan's pretty good at it. We're known for it in the region. So people come from pretty far away to try the beer.
That's
Sounds
really cool.
nice.
I haven't had any since I got here, and I don't think that you're supposed to drink in school, which is a little confusing.
I find it here to be better than home because we go into the village and there are some streets that I just cannot go down because I get chased with brooms and they say mean things. So at least some of the people here just say mean things.
They chase you with brooms?
Yeah, they're like, shoo.
Why?
They don't. A lot of them are human, so that could be a part of it, maybe. but I just don't seem to like tabaxi.
Anybody ever chases you with a broom again, let me know. And under her breath, Frankie is like, break their hands. They won't have any, just won't be able to sweep a broom anymore either. It actually wasn't a good under her breath thing. In her head, I want that to come across that she would break their hands.
Oh yeah, no, we got the message.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was coming across.
I'm saying I'll break their hands.
Yes. All right, I'm done saying words now.
I'd like to imagine that we were all kind of in bed already, like just kind of sitting up and talking, and then slowly, like one by one, people could like just kind of lie down as they get like more and more uncomfortable with the situation.
More and more uncomfortable with Frankie's threats.
No, the threats are great. Sinesh is just troubled that there are people that chase other people with brooms. Like, as the conversation continues, it's just clear that Sinesh completely and utterly doesn't understand racism or classism. Just the, why would you treat another person differently than you? It does not make sense in her brain.
All right, we have some.
Yeah.
I wouldn't address this, but it's going on in the chat quite a bit. So excuse me while I just ban a bunch of people.
Oh, cool.
So, anyways, here's a little education from me to you. Don't ask people about their genitalia. Just a fun fact. Not cool. Anyways.
Oh, I'm very glad I wasn't looking at the chat window.
Yep.
Holy hell.
So,
Cool.
anyways. That was some really great roleplay, everybody. And I think this is a good time to take a little break. And we will come back to it. I'm sad that the chat went out on such a bad note, but we're going to go and debrief that and have some tea, and we will be back in about 10 minutes or so for all the people who here who are not gross and are enjoying watching us. Okay,
Thank
so we'll
you
be
for
back.
sticking around.
Yes, thank you for sticking around. We
Thanks
will be
for hanging out, folks.
Yay! We'll be back in 10 minutes, so about 5 after 9. See you soon, everyone!
Thank you.
See you.
And we're back! And you're all loving it. So excited to be back. So before we go on, we decided that we were going to address what happened before the break, because it fucking sucked. So if you're watching, in the words of lovely Samara here, don't be an asshole.
Don't suck.
Don't do
If
it.
you are inclined to be an asshole, you are watching the wrong channel, and you should get the fuck out, because we don't want you here. And also, to everyone who is watching, unfortunately, we can't, like, preemptively ban people, so we have to, like, you know, ban them as quickly as possible. So, I want to apologize for things that you saw that were harmful to you as an audience. I want to apologize to my players who had to see that kind of thing. We try to make this space as safe as humanly possible, and I'm going to look into some options for doing that better in the future. But know that we love each and every one of you. You are all valid, and those people fucking sucked. Does anyone else want to say anything?
I think you covered it.
Yeah.
All right.
Just don't be a dick. Don't be a dick. That's like the number one rule is be excellent to each other.
Yeah. Bill and Ted. Like, just live like Bill and Ted, damn it.
Yes. Live like Bill and Ted. Be excellent to each other and party on, dudes.
On that note, let's get our party on.
Yay, I like that segue.
We had a bunch of feels, and I think it's time for a bunch of fun. And so, we're gonna to the future. And we're gonna go to town. It's your first trip to town. How exciting! I gotta get my town notes up.
What show is it where it's like the town and it always like creepy pans?
Oh, thank you, sweetie. Now look who has popcorn.
Oh
Oh
shit!
my god, there's popcorn everywhere.
That reminds me
I
of
want
like
popcorn.
candy bowl.
Salty
I
cow.
have water.
I thought you said an udder.
You know, one of the udder bottles.
I also have water. Or if I was from Jersey, wooder.
Wooder.
But
I have
I'm not.
terrible off-brand diet pepper that tastes like sugar and ballsack.
Zevia?
Gross.
No, wait, we're Canadian. Zevia.
Do not consume this.
Does it taste like Moxie?
Noted.
No, it tastes like cinnamon and vomit.
Ugh.
I have been instructed to tell all of you that my mom loves you. She can't
We
watch
love
you.
you,
She
Mom.
has
You
no
too, Mom.
internet, but
Mom.
she loves you all. So the town at the base of the mountain. It is called East Hallow. It is a small mining town. It's a regular destination for students, as you will learn. In your first couple of years, you have to go on supervised visits, but once you are more senior, you can go, like, more loosey-goosey on your own. But for now, you are on a supervised visit. Purple dorm and yellow dorm entering the town together. So it's a small town. It's got that mining town feel. It's kind of, you know, a bit of a more economically disadvantaged, kind of lower class town in the world. It's got a bunch of shops that supply students with adventuring gear throughout the year, as well as a few places for entertainment, the big three being the tavern, the theater, and just for Sahar, I wrote this before this ever happened, the stables.
That face.
So that was just some excellent kismet was what happened there. Cool. You enter the town. You've walked down the mountain in a large group. I don't know if you do want to do any like group role playing.
I'm just curious how long it takes to get down the mountain compared to how long it took us to get up the mountain in our first session.
Much faster. There's like a paved path that actually like everyone uses. You just had to go up the bad way.
The entire fucking time, Sahara's like,
Dinesh just like looking out for goats.
gosh.
Wait, waiting.
The only goat you see is actually when you get into town outside of the tavern, which is called the Mysterious Goat, is like a brass statue of the previously encountered giant mountain goat.
Even though we don't see any goats, Eleanor says goodbye to the goats on the way down the mountain, like just out loud into the ether.
Bye, goats.
We've also had a request
yes.
by Thomas the Tank Engine Transitions.
Yes, I'm sorry we let the chat down. We're traveling down a mountain, so you know what that means.
Do 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 do.
I know we're getting down the mountain, so like everybody like forward.
All right.
This just became like.
So, does it gain speed as you go faster? Like,
Yes, as you gain momentum, it speeds up.
Oh God.
all right. So you, Thomas the Tank Engine, your way down the mountain. There are no goats. It's on a path. It takes maybe about an hour to get down there, and then you walk a little bit, maybe another 30 minutes or so, to the town. It's a big, like, wooden signpost, and etched into it says East Hallow. It's not a very fancy sign, but it's relatively busy. You can see it's kind of got, like, one main road and then some offshoot roads that go to more residential areas of the town. And you can hear the sounds coming from the mine outside of town as they mine into the mountain. What would you like to do?
The first thing I would like to do is drag everyone into the tavern to see if the barkeep has my clan's beer on tap. And if so, will they sell us all around?
Excellent. All right.
She has, again, forgotten that she's 14 and normal people don't drink at 14.
What's your clan name again? I have forgotten.
Regi Chontok.
Okay.
What's your beer called? Because it's probably not just called your clan name. It's got some fancy beer name.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Oh,
It would
yeah,
have a
name your
name.
beer.
Dogfish Head 60-minute IPA.
Shut up. Shut up. No. Yeah, Sierra Nevada, Torpedo, Samuel Adams, a proper hometown beer from where I live. Shit. Wednesday, what should I name the beer?
Chat, sponsor us and name the beer.
We'll call it the Plow and Stars. It's a nice plowman's type ale.
The Plow and Stars. All right.
Yes, Plow and Stars.
So, you walk into the mysterious goat. You notice as you walk past the brass statue that it's been, like, rubbed on its face, kind of, like, raw. Like, people have obviously been, like, touching it there.
For good luck.
Yeah. And, you head in. It's a bit of a seedy bar. It smells like stale ale. And, the furniture is, like, has obviously been broken a couple of times and patched back together. You walk up to the bartender, who is a blue dragonborn woman. She's standing there.
Mm-hmm.
Looking buff. Doing
Nice.
the classic, like, cleaning a glass bartender thing. Oh, you from the school?
Yeah. Do you have Plow and Stars on tap?
Yeah, actually, we do.
Could we have some, please?
No. And she kind of, like, points to a sign that has been, like, tapped up, like a parchment, and, it says, "No booze for students."
Right.
I'm gonna try to convince her I'm not a student, even though I'm like probably wearing the uniform.
Nice.
Yeah, who else do I
All
need?
right.
I'm a teacher.
Does it make a difference if my family makes it?
And she kind of seems stumped by this for a second.
She's like, I've never heard that one before.
No. Mr. Thunderclap would not like it if I gave you alcohol. I don't.
Okay.
Thunderclap?
Mr. Thunderclap.
Who is Mr. Thunderclap?
Oh, we know Mr. Thunderclap. He said it would be okay.
Nice one.
All right, I'm gonna start by letting Nimble roll their deception check to see if they can get this going.
I got a 6.
Um,
I've convinced myself that I'm a teacher.
and she like leans over the bar and looks at you because if I remember correctly, you are small for your age.
Very round.
Yeah, I do not believe you. Nice try, though. And, she heads over to a different part of the bar, and she takes a glass, and she, like, takes something from the tap, and it's, like, a rainbowy, sparkly, weird, oily-looking mixture. And she puts it down in front of you, Nimble, and she says, "That there's some fairy fire. Think you'll like it."
Oh.
Who did she say that to?
To Nimble.
Okay, to Nimble.
Okay, so like, is it in a stein or is it like a shot?
It's a stein.
A stein?
Yeah.
Okay. Nimble's gonna just go for it and try to drink the whole thing in one like.
Of course they are.
All right. It tastes like cotton candy, but then it tastes like bananas, and then it tastes like chocolate, and it's like an explosion of different flavors in your mouth.
Oh my goodness.
Just all of the delicious things. Yes, I think bananas are delicious, clearly. But it's not like all at once. It's like almost like fireworks of flavor, right? So it's like cotton candy, bananas, chocolate, peanut butter.
So Nimble finishes it, slams it on the table, and then slaps. I don't think Nimble really understands the concept of currency, so slaps like 3 gold on the counter.
I have a continuity question.
Yep.
Has Nimble been able to shit yet?
It's been a week.
I feel like it's been a week, so yes. They had to take the one day. They had to
Just
take the
making
one
sure.
day that they missed class. They missed History of Magic class to go to the nurse and have that magically taken care of.
Just making sure.
Okay, so you slammed down 3 gold pieces, you said?
Yeah, is she gonna take the 3 gold pieces?
No, Nor sees this going on and very quickly goes to put her hand over the coins before the bartender can.
Let's do a contested dexterity check on this. Who gets there faster?
Fight me, bartender. Don't fight me, I'm small. Sorry, you said contested.
Dexterity, just a straight dexterity check.
Don't fight a dragon.
Oh, bitch, nat 20.
Okay. Yeah, you just get there way faster than this Dragonborn's eyes get like real big, and she pauses for a second, and your quick hand just sneaks in there under her larger dragon paw. And do you take all of it away?
Yeah, like I put my hand over her and I'm like, oh no, Nibble, let me buy your drink. And so she keeps one hand here and puts her other hand into her bag to pull out like what would be an appropriate amount of money.
Okay.
And puts it on the counter.
All right. And so it's 3 copper pieces. Yeah.
How many coppers are in a gold in this universe?
I do the standard, so that would be 100.
100
Okay.
to buy very, very many.
Yeah.
It's like the one Futurama episode where Fry gets 100 cups of coffee and then
Oh, no.
through time.
One of my favorite episodes.
I love Futurama.
Speaking of, people were eating popcorn earlier, and I had been eating gingerbread popcorn the entire time. It's like caramel popcorn.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it sounds really good.
It's also vegan because my friend does like vegan gingerbread for the holidays every year. So
That's amazing. I want vegan popcorn. I have no popcorn.
I mean,
So
I'm not
that's sad.
disappointed enough to stop eating my copiously sized bowl of popcorn, but
Yeah.
you win.
All right, all the popcorn
And
and all of the weird rainbow drink.
it's so good.
Oh, yeah, do the rest of us get rainbow drink? What's up?
I don't know. What are you doing? Oh yes, Frankie was trying to also lie. What was your lie again, Frankie?
We're friends with Mr.
You are
Thunderclap.
muted, I believe.
Thank you. I muted myself so I could cough.
I moved my mouth away from the mic so I can breathe. I'm sorry.
Shit, I totally forgot what I was saying. Oh, right. Yeah, we already talked to Mr. Thunderclap. He said it'd be okay just this once.
All right. Roll a deception check at disadvantage.
So,
You have
okay.
no idea who Mr. Thunderclap is.
I just have to let all of you know that Thunderclap was my nickname in high school, and this is fucking me up.
Nice.
Oh, weird.
Oh god. Okay. So I got 20, natural 20, and then a non-natural 1. So
Well,
yeah.
the two extremes.
Nice.
I guess your
Yeah.
dice
Oh,
are
and
well
that's when he
balanced. So you fail horribly in your attempt to deceive this woman, and she says,
Sounds about right.
"You, a student at Gromany, spoke to Mr. Thunderclap."
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Thane Thunderclap.
Yeah. Old buddy Thane, that guy. Classic him.
Sahar leans over and he's just like, that's the mayor.
The mayor of East Hallow.
Yeah, you know, sometimes we talk.
Right.
Hey, no, Frank is a legacy family. That actually isn't that crazy. Her mom could know him.
So Nesh just gonna lean in and go, Frankie, are you lying? But like
Just
not
kinda like-
not nearly soft enough.
I think he just kind of like nudges Sinesh and is like, shh.
You can't do that.
Well, now I can't.
How about some fairy fire for all of you?
That sounds great. I'll put a silver down. I'll put 2 silver down. I'll put 2 silver down, and that should cover everybody for a couple drinks.
All right. So she goes over and she gets you the drinks and like puts them down each in front of you. Would you like another one, Nimble?
Yeah.
All right, you get your second
No
one.
Nimble does.
Everybody gets their fairy fire. Looks exactly the same as the first one that Nimble got, all rainbowy and oily and sparkly.
I have
Looks
problems with
awesome.
the oily part.
I think actually this is how you know that you're an adult, is that this does not sound appealing to me at all. Like,
So
Right, everybody
you,
clink.
Chris, have a problem with the oiliness, or Sahar has a problem with the oiliness?
No, Chris has a problem. Sahar is a garbage disposal.
That's
so
fair.
ours a teenage boy. He'll eat anything.
Exactly.
yeah, that's true.
You have to stop him from eating the goddamn glass. Stein. No, he drinks it.
All right. Everybody drinks their fairy fire. You get the same various things. Someone give me some new flavors, since apparently banana isn't a good flavor.
Cotton
Worse.
candy.
Sahar's is exclusively artificial grape flavor. Not real grape flavor, but like artificial grape
So it
flavor.
tastes like purple.
It tastes like purple.
Right. Okay.
Purple drink.
It can't be exclusively
Oh.
only grape, but that's the dominant flavor that came out this time. It's a little different every time.
So it's purple on the nose and it's blue raspberry on the palate.
Oh,
On the-
nice.
On the finish, the bouquet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Mine is primarily bubblegum, which gives you that weird momentary flashback to childhood medicine.
Yeah.
Amoxicillin.
What?
Although I really loved that when I was a child. I always wanted the
super
banana
did. I super
medicine.
did too.
My brother had like chronic ear infections, and I was always jealous that he got the banana medicine like all the time, and I was like, I want the banana medicine.
Let's never say banana medicine.
I'm trying to think of what I would have been really into as a teenager. I feel like maybe Nanaimo bars. Like Americans, do you know what a Nanaimo bar is?
Yes.
I don't know that one actually.
Chocolate and coconut and a
Oh,
custard.
okay.
I think in the middle.
It's a Mounds.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
Y'all
Y'all
I'm
just
gonna.
have that. Okay.
I'll go with a Toblerone.
A blow.
Oh, yes.
Toblerone flavor.
Creamsicle would have been a big deal.
Yeah.
Creamsicle. See, when I was a teen, I really wanted to like coffee. I never did, but so
yeah.
like, I feel like coffee. Anyway,
No, that's now. That's the adult version.
See, but now I've just accepted that I don't like coffee. I only like it when it's filled with sugary syrups. And that's it. Alright, so you have your drinks. The tavern is filled up with quite a few students, mix of purple and yellow dorm students at this point in time. Who's there? Merida's there with you. So is Wilfred, the little halfling boy that you find annoying.
I like Wilfred.
I think only one of us finds him annoying.
Yeah.
Brea is there. Obviously, Hollyhock is there. And so is Griffin St. Moira, who you met at roller derby tryouts. He, today, is there. He's in Yellow Dorm, so he's there looking dapper as fuck.
Is he, what is it, Rodney Rockhard?
Rip Rockhard.
Rip Rockhard. Is he there as Rip Rockhard?
No. Rip Rockhard is only for when he does drag.
Okay.
This is more just like he's having like a masculine day.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, for sure.
So, bunch of students around. You got your drinks. Most of them also have drinks. What would you like to do?
I mean, this drink is really good. It's not a cold, refreshing beer, but it is very good.
I like purple.
I like turtles.
I like turtles. Sahar's real into his purple drink, into his lean.
Oh, wow.
Nora is gonna, like, not so surreptitiously try to look around the bar for Hollyhock.
Yeah. He's there in a far corner across the room for you. He's sitting there with Stern and
he's a cool guy.
another elven girl.
Before we get into heavy RP, I want Nimble to have like taken their stein, turned around, sipping it, leaning on the bar, but they're short, so the bar's too high, so their arm is like way up here, and they're like trying to look relaxed.
I love it.
So cool.
Actually, yeah, before we do some hard role play, can I what was the barkeep's name again?
No one asked.
Didn't get the barkeep's name.
I'm so sorry. What was your name?
Crap, now I need a name. Her name is Cecil.
Cecil, is there like a farm stand or anything nearby by any chance?
A farm stand? Like, you mean like a little market stand where they sell food?
Mm-hmm.
Certainly, yeah. If you head just down the street towards the market area, you'll find the locals, you know.
Oh,
with their
perfect.
wares.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. He like looks over at his friends. I don't know why I'm making a walking wiggle, but he looks over at the rest of the table and he's like, "Can we go to the market before we go back to Gromany? Because I want to get some things and make dips."
Yeah, of
We can
course.
go right now, if everyone's finished their drinks.
I had a weird
Yeah.
feeling we were gonna look for Hollyhock because of some predestined conversation that happened in another dimension.
We could also just have fun.
Could just have fun.
Nora says obliquely.
Man.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, to the market.
Going to the market. We're going on a trip.
All right, yeah, so you head down the market. You get to a little place. It's all like open air stands. There doesn't seem to be, although there were some stores you passed on the way, it seems like the market largely sells like food and things like that. It's just stalls that are maybe filled fresh every day.
Is there a stall that sells yarn?
Oh, there can be.
Yes!
Yeah. There is a yarn stall.
Like
For
freshly
days.
spun from the farm
Yeah,
down the road.
exactly. And
What
dyed in some really interesting colors that are hard to find as well.
I feel like if this were the good place, it would have a punny name like "Let me spin you a yarn."
Sure, that's
I
what
feel
it's
like
called.
this is the good
It
place.
is the
All
good
market
place.
stalls have
Yeah.
funny names.
Let me spin you a yarn. I like when my players come up with things so I don't have to.
I also want to believe that there's some like magically dyed yarn, so there's some that like changes color.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thing like that.
For sure. And we'll talk more about what kind of yarn there is when you go to the yarn stand. Unless that's where you're going right now.
Can you get the yarn stand first?
Yeah, I think Frankie beelines.
That's fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Frankie's like, we're going to the yarn store.
Yeah.
All right.
Frankie
All
picks
right.
everyone up.
Loser, we're going shopping.
Need the book with the names in it. Because I need some names. And I'm real bad at names.
Rocksaker.
No, come on, we gotta come up with a
Gundren.
punny yarn name, like a fiber-based name.
Angora.
Yes.
Okay, sure. It's gonna be a...
Well, do we have any subscribers that need names that get names?
we have one subscriber, but technically I have already assigned them to a thing, although they haven't come up yet, so maybe that will be...
Hey,
that.
chat, subscribe in the next 30 seconds and be our
Yeah,
yarn.
it's a good time to remind you all that we're doing a thing, whereas if you give us a subscribe at any level, we will name a NPC after you. Since you're watching Queer Questers, you get to be in Queer Questers, or something else, but I mean, you're watching us and we're fun, so you want to be an NPC in our game.
Come on, you want to be a yarn salesperson. You
But
want
I think we're gonna go with Angora, the...
Angora Stitch.
Sure, Angora Stitch, the tiefling man.
What is it with you and tieflings?
They're the best. Fuck you.
Wait, what? I haven't had any tieflings yet.
Oh no, sorry, the bartender was dragon.
Dragonborn.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Mrs. Mr. Jugs was a tiefling.
Yes, that's true. I forgot about that. Mrs. Mr. Jones
That's not
was a tiefling.
They are my favorite race.
They are my favorite name.
Hi.
So Angora Stitch is a like silver-colored tiefling dude. And he's like very round and jolly-looking man. And he has teeny little horns that come out like right at his temples, just like boop, little horns. Not like other tieflings you've seen that have like big horns, just little like boop horns right there. And a tail.
Does he
He's
have a
got tail.
beard?
No, he has no beard.
Okay.
Is he Krampus?
He is not Krampus. He is not Mr. Tumnus. He is just got tiny horns, that's all. Welcome to my stall. Would you like to buy yarn? I love yarn. I live for yarn. I have all kinds of yarn.
Me too. Oh God, what? Tell me all the
yarn.
And like,
Okay.
yeah, where
okay.
she's already like grabbing yarn and just like looking at it.
So these yarns, these are your basic yarns, you know? They'll be like 1 copper piece of skein, just you know, in your regular colors. His voice is changing. I don't know why that's happening. And then these ones here, they're like magical color changing ones. You can have the ones with the natural colors or the ones with the bright colors, but they'll just like change. Boo! And this one will change depending on your mood. That's exciting. Students always like mood changing things.
Ooh.
And then these ones over here, very expensive yarn. But they do things like they can be waterproof, or this one is very tough, makes you tougher.
Okay. Oh gosh. How often do we come to the village or the town?
Maybe once a month.
Okay. Oh, I think I'll just start off with some basic yarn for now, but oh boy, that magic yarn looks real tempting.
Sahar tugs on Frankie's sleeve.
Yes.
If I give you some coin, could you make me a scarf for really all the time, because I'm always cold?
Absolutely. You don't even have to pay me. you don't even have to pay for it. I just want to make it. And like at this point, Frankie like blocks Sahara out and is like digging through for like the right color. And I think she's gravitating towards the purples naturally.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think she'd like maybe 3 shades of purple.
Okay.
And I think she also picks up like a pastel yellow.
All right.
What color was Nora's scarf?
That is a good question.
I feel like it was shades of blue, but that was also 2 months ago.
I was gonna say blue,
whatever
but
you want.
I
Yeah.
was thinking like amber, like the color of their energy. I'm sorry.
I don't think I
The color of my
she didn't
energy or
color-
Nora's energy?
I don't know, but what color, Nor? What color would you want the scarf to be?
Oh, probably gold and yellow and amonitory colors.
Okay.
He's like the god of wheat, so that would be her jam.
All right.
all right. Wheat colored scarf.
Yeah.
Well,
Beautiful.
you know, like yellow and gold and
Amber.
Excellent.
I think there's a bit more amber. No, I forgot what color.
D&D,
amber was.
everyone, where we debate the colors of the scarf. I'm not sassing you. I just
And
really
what
love
they
when these things
mean.
happen.
Okay. Yeah, I lost my train of thought. That sounds good.
You were
I'm
buying
ready.
3 shades of purple and a yellow.
Yeah,
And I
that's
forgot
what I'm
already
going.
how much I said it was. A silver piece for each one?
I thought it. I want to say copper.
I did not say copper. Nice
Because
try,
I sworn
though.
it was copper.
It's definitely silver.
I would love to haggle.
All right. Go. Tell me how you're going to haggle.
Well, okay, just he's the only like yarn guy.
Yes, the only yarn guy.
Okay.
There
I
is
don't
a
have-
stand with a person selling things that have been knit with his yarn,
Okay.
but they're not selling yarn.
Yeah, that means nothing for Frankie.
I would love to give Frankie advantage by like helping her haggle.
That would be most.
How are
helpful.
you helping her haggle?
Nor is from a farming village, so she, you know, has been around people who produce yarn and has a good sense of what the value should actually be. Nor also has the backup of Elliot, who worked at a fancy ass yarn store for several years. So like, I'll talk my way to whatever you want.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
I think Frankie herself is just kind of like gushing and making it really, really clear that like every time she's in town, this is gonna be like her first stop, and she can't wait
Okay.
to come again, and just kind of like going overboard like with kind of like a little bit of flattery, but also like genuine enthusiasm and excitement, and talking about like all the projects she wants to start, and it's just word vomit.
All right. Roll a persuasion with advantage for Nora's and Elliot's yarn-related knowledge.
Ooh, I got nat 20
Nice.
Ooh.
just for and 14, but I think
All right. I think that nat 20 is going to apply. Okay. You're very excited, and that makes me happy because mostly only that person over there buys my yarn. So for you, I'll give you all 4 for 2 silver.
oh, thank you so much. That sounds, and like immediately like Frankie like fishes out, and like I think there's like still like there's some lint with it, and maybe like extra copper or 2, and she just like hands it over and isn't even paying attention and just like hugging the yarn.
Thank you for your business.
Thank you. All. Have a good day, Mr. Stitch.
Goodbye. I'll see you the next time you come. Like you said.
Yeah.
To buy more yarn.
Can I roll deception or something to try to not get noticed staying behind?
Yeah, roll by the rest of your group?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a stealth check.
That's not good. Unfortunately, that is a 12.
Did I write down everyone's passive perceptions?
I was
Of
gonna
course
say, I
didn't.
think my passive perception is higher than that. Yeah, my passive perception is 13.
Okay.
Mine's 12.
Mine's 11.
Okay, so Frankie doesn't notice.
Frankie doesn't notice, which is the important thing.
Yeah. Frankie is just like cradling her yarn.
I think everyone else notices.
That's okay.
Yeah.
As long as Frankie doesn't notice, that's really...
Okay.
So Nora is going to quietly buy another couple skeins of yarn and hide them in her bag to give to Frankie at some undetermined time.
That's so wholesome.
That is so cute.
It's so adorable.
Dinesh,
All
like,
right.
wait.
Nora is very much like a random gifter person.
Dinesh waits in kind of confusion until she realizes what Nora's doing. Then she's like, "Oh, okay," and continues with Sahar because Sahar wanted to find some foodstuffs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Going. What kind of foodstuffs are you looking for, Sahar?
He is looking for first a fresh produce stand.
All right. Yeah, there's one.
Cool. Gonna walk up to the store person and he's gonna look around at the shelves and he gets his big old dragon man arms and he picks out like a couple avocados, a red onion, a tomato, a lime, and he like looks really hard at some cilantro and then clearly thinks better of it and doesn't get it.
Good call.
And a chunkle of garlic, and then he like walks over to the shopkeep and he's like, do you have a mortar and pestle by any chance too that I can use for this?
Yeah. Okay. So the shopkeep is really kind of average looking gnome person, and they say, "Oh no, I don't have a mortar and pestle, but you can get one at the apothecary shop."
Oh, that would be perfect. Thank you so much. Can I get this then? And he just like on the counter in front of him.
Sure, and starts like pointing and counting, and that will be 15 copper.
Okay, I can do that. So I'm gonna he plops a gold on the counter because I guess that's all he's got.
Sure, and the gnome like makes some change for you.
Cool.
Slides it across.
What would that be?
So that would be 8 silver and 5 copper pieces that you got back.
Okay.
Sorry, do you want to tell me how much I spent on dice just so or dice?
On dice?
On dice.
True though.
I don't want to think about how much money any of us have spent on dice. You spent.
Valid.
You said you picked up a couple more.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't get the discount, so however many you got, 1 silver for each one.
That's okay. My way of persuasion was going to be pretty annoying, so that's fair. Okay, so you said it's 1 silver each?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. You have acquired some fresh ingredients.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna take a jaunt over to the apothecary shop.
Yeah.
And he's like looking at all of the accoutrement, and like there is clearly a beautiful stone, like basically a molcajete, but it's probably like way more expensive than our poor little dragon boy can get. So instead he kind of like goes down the line of like mortars and pestles until he gets to like the like sad cheap boy.
Yeah.
And he's
Well,
like,
that's a good one.
picks it up, walks over to the shopkeep. He's like, can I get this?
It's a big burly half-orc woman, and yes, it's 5 gold.
Oh, okay. He reaches into his pouch and he pulls out like 5 gold and he just pushes it over to her.
Thank you.
Picks it up, puts the ingredients in it, and he just walks back over to his friends and he's like, I'm ready to go. I can make us dip now. Oh, I didn't get anything to put in the dip.
I'll do it. What do you need? What do you put in dip?
Chip. Sorry.
Okay.
A singular chip.
It's one really
He's
big-
so devastated that he's just like, Chip.
Like corn chip or potato chip?
corn chip.
Okay. Sinesh will acquire corn chips, assuming that there is someone who has made fresh corn chips somewhere in this market.
Yeah, certainly. There's a stand that's basically the fantasy equivalent of junk food.
Damn right.
A nice
and-
big burlap sack of corn chips.
Yes, yeah.
Nice.
They are a variety of colors because, of course, the corn comes through. There's like some blue and some yellow and whatever other colors corn chips come in naturally, I
Yeah.
guess. White.
Blue corn chips are where it's at.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sinesh. I can
I'm
make
excited
us,
to try your dip.
I can make us a nice dip when we get home. He's like so sheepish about this, but clearly really excited.
Yeah. Is it sweet? Is it spicy? What's it gonna be like?
It's savory, but it's not spicy. And there's a little song that I sing when I make it, and you shouldn't listen to it because it's not good.
Want to hear the dip song?
Can I
I'm gonna
anyway?
hear that song with all of my heart.
You're gonna hear the dip song when he makes the dip.
Okay.
That's
All
gonna
right.
be next session.
Next episode.
It's
dip
just 2
song.
hours of dip.
This is the content you tune in for, people. Making some friggin' dip.
Making some guacamole.
Yep. Good times.
Guacamole?
We are coming up on the end, and so what I would like to suggest is that we call it here on this wholesome dip song related note, and we pick back up next week with some more town role play that I was hoping to do, but we opted for fun tonight, as I think was the right call. But we can dive back into them feels next time. Cat tail, cat
Goodbye
tail.
from my cat's butt.
So thank you, everyone
He's
who
so
tuned in. Thank you for your love and support tonight. Tonight was a night
Thanks, y'all.
that we needed it. And we love you, and we're so glad that you come and hang out with us. Every Wednesday, we are here getting up to our queer shenanigans. We're here, we're queer, and we make a big mess of everything that we do. And it's super fun times. So, next week, role play and dip, which sounds 100% on brand for this show. Yep.
And more cats, realistically.
And
We have a
all
lot
the
of cats.
cats. Yeah.
Yeah.
All the cats. All right. So with that, I think we will bid you adieu. Do not forget to tune in to Cold Iron on Saturday. I hear there's going to be some cool stuff. And then come back next week. Next week for the new show, because that airs next week. How is that already? Next Tuesday. Come and watch the new show. It's going to be exciting. And then come back and watch us on Wednesday. Watch all of our shows, because they're all great. Yay. All right. And now
Send me the dip.
it's time for our new tradition of how we exit the show.
Chris, sing us.
Bye, everyone.
Dip till now.
Do